Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Indie Gamer. I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be testing what remains of Edith Finch. It seems to be playing with the controller, so we're gonna try that as well. And we'll see how that goes. I'm just resetting something, and then it should be all good. So, let's print screen that as well. Oh. There you go. Oh, let's print screen that. Okay, no. Okay. So it seems to be working all well. I have a blue backpack. I might give it a review as well, even if it's a proper acclaimed game. So you have like a broken hand in a cast, some beautiful flowers. Oh, okay.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
I'm just going to start at the beginning with the house. It's beautiful.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half of the rooms. Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
7 years is alright. Can I take them? No.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
I'm taking the right path because it's on the right. That's
No one
Republican
had
logic.
driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoofprints. The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent, as if they're about to say something but never do.
I think this game is gonna be another trying to pick that up. I'm learning about the controls. Oh, it's really so convoluted. Where's that missing page again? How do I... No, that's the path, okay. That's why I'm stuck. here. What about this way? That's not bad. It's beautiful. It was released quite a while ago. And yet, well, if you don't know someone is missing, you're blind.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Why? We have like a garage, but the road to get there through the woods and stuff, not really welcoming. Couch. Or a disabled person in a wheelchair. It's really dull. I'm too absorbed in the game to actually comment.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
And it didn't.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
It has been. Let's find another way. I like the fact that they introduce the action, but then you have to complete it with the joysticks. Like you just select the action, but then you have to kind of move something around. Oh, a wind chime. It's probably to give you an idea of where to go. Oh. Okay, we're using the...
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
So many freaking things.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
It's good that it's still daylight. It's well put together. There's a lot of details.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
You are home. I know what she means.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
I know what she means. And I'll never, even though I'll never have this experience of going on with this home that I used to have.
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly. Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
Chinese and tuna and wine. Lots of books, eh? Books. When you pile them up in the corner, up to the roof on the ceiling, it's maybe you have too many books. Look at that. It's the kitchen, it's not a library. Look at that. Books
Nothing
everywhere.
in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive. A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
This has been sealed. must be the brother's room. Barbara.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house after it sank. The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Let's go to the first floor.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Why did she do that?
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. always told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Huh.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Okay.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
Why was he sleeping?
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
I'm amazed it's only 2 gigs and a half.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
A pumpkin.
My Halloween candy was all gone.
Quite fitting.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. I kept eating and eating.
Toothpaste. Okay.
I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me. I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Then I flew to find something bigger. Okay. Intriguing game.
A mama rabbit.
That's great.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Good luck, bitch. Yay! Oh, I'm back in the ocean too.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean.
Yay! That's amazing. I rolled off a
Now,
cliff.
I was hungrier than ever.
Mm.
I wanted fat, juicy seeds.
What is it? Ah. It's not to control. What is it? Okay. And then what?
I grabbed on tight, and I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
So weird.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
This is so cool. I can't understand, like, I can't believe I haven't
I
seen
was
that
big,
before.
but I moved real quiet.
Real quiet, scrambling everything on the way. Oh, what a weird gameplay. That's great.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
So weird. Let's give it a pitch. Oh, my back hurts. Can I climb up? No. I need to get around. Oh. Use the stairs, buddy. Ah, so weird. Oh.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry.
Hey, babe.
Across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have. So
Okay.
I swam towards it.
Okay. What is it? What is it, Molly?
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Such an unusual game. Ah, my toilets. I'm gonna eat myself in my sleep.
I got closer and closer. all of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
Oh, delicious. Amazing. What a game.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Okay.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here, before my mom sealed the doors.
Interesting.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Cute. Are we done
I can't
here?
describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here. This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past.
Of course.
Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
That's a big family.
Her room was like a museum.
Odin.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island, Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
I actually wanted to put the subtitles. Oh, I can't. I can't put the subtitles. Okay, no. Okay. I wanted to put the subtitles in Spanish, but it's a bit too late. It's a walking simulator with nice storytelling.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Oh, that's the thing we saw in the garden on the right side of the house.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Beautiful refractive glass.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Champagne, darling. Oh. There's a secret in the bathroom with the thin book and lock.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Surprise, surprise. Another story time, I'm guessing.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down. knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, he swore he'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly. But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Okay, let's press something else.
I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
He wouldn't have done it.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
Uh-oh.
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
It's really well done. Woohoo! Okay, then do. Ah! Good job.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
So many puzzles in this house. Oh my god.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
What about this other thing? How does she even get through that? Oh.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Okay. Let's go. Barbara.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Okay, it's story time.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Okay.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
Uh-huh.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent. She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
It's so cool. Oh my god. Creatives. It's so well together. I can't believe it.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight. Rattled and grew stale.
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the Late Picture Show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hookman, and was speechless.
Gasp!
He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Are we going through Molly's bedroom again?
played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
I'm gonna run through the woods. Wow, it's such a remote home. He's not there anymore. Ah.
The bookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Ah. Spooky times.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Ah.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to face. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
How weird.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
I feel like, I guess I should I try to finish it in one go? Okay, well, we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure I'll be able to do that. Maybe I can do an extra 30 minutes, 20 minutes to do an hour and a half, and then let's move on. And I'll come back to it in a second episode, but that's really cool. This is what games are for. This is what I love about video games. Not so much
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Not so much the bang 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 I killed you like we've done in the last 40 years. Oh, didn't
Mom
hear
must
that.
have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
And so, yeah, this is
It's
the
funny.
kind of storytelling
All
I
those
love.
times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
It was just right there. Do I do that now? Is that my next track? It is. How amazing.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Another what? No, didn't see it. So cool. Congrats to the
I saw Edie
developers.
sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Let's go and check the fridge.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
It's real dark.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Hey, Walter. Hey, Walter. 2005.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive the week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane.
La rutina.
Having a schedule, living for today. I always
Jeez.
expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just
Changes.
stopped.
2005.
Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. week now. The longest in 30 years.
With no shaking.
I'm done waiting.
You should have
I have
been
to
done
leave.
waiting a
I
long
still
time
can't.
ago. Now your life is gone, and you've done nothing with it. Just waiting because of your fears.
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara. And Molly. And Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
Leaving the same day will
When
kill
it
you
was out
anyway.
there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
It's time to get out of the cave. It's never too late.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
I have 5-ish stories, and it seems I have another 6, 7, 8 maybe. So I'll do another one.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
And I'll stop and I'll do a break.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
The same pots, the same books.
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real. I don't know if I should even be writing this.
You're just following your path.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. Look at the house. That history of imagination and stubbornness and madness. Any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
Whether it's a crazy family
What kind
or
of
not,
family finishes
that's what
building the
everyone goes
cemetery
through.
before starting the house?
What's so unique about your family?
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery may be more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, 2 had been my fault.
Shadow. Must have been a black cat. Coco.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
How fitting. It's just Walter died. I was born on. It's his birthday was when his grandpa's death occurred. Molly. And she was born on October 31st and died on October 31st.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
As we show.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing here. Oh. I'm telling you that, I guess.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
So well designed.
Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Okay.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
And die somehow to follow the path of the family. That's what my mom wanted. I guess I should climb up in the treehouse, but as I feel it's never gonna give me a good time to have a break, I will have a break now, and I'll finish this game later. Yeah, let's move on for a bit. It's such a cool game. I understand why people love it so much. So it's a big coconut. And that's it for now. I'm gonna rest a bit. But wow, love the storytelling, love the look, it's amazing. Great game so far, and I think I have like maybe an extra hour of play, but that's just great storytelling, great art. That's exactly what I want from my games. Stay tuned. I'll be back to finish this probably today because I'm going to Saint-Etienne tomorrow. Well, to Lyon tomorrow and Saint-Etienne on Wednesday, and I want to finish it before I go. Thanks everyone. I'm just all shaken by the story. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.